What is going on, guys? It is BenQ here, back with a new guide. I'll be talking about how you can improve your aim and increase your chances of winning more games. So guys, let's get to it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the built-in training map in Apex. Now, it's not the best when it comes to aim practice since you're not able to add any sort of attachments on any weapons, which doesn't allow you to readjust the recoil for each weapon you use. Now, you can still warm up your hands by taking shots at the targets, going for the headshots. A great powerful weapon to practice with is the Wingman. This gun's absolutely insane, especially if you can learn to flick with it and take precise shots with. So what I recommend you do is learn the flick with the weapons, especially because this game's so fast paced. Lots of crosshair readjustments have to be done if you want to improve your elimination percentage. The next thing I want to talk about is recoil control. Now, Apex doesn't have some crazy recoil that you have to control compared to Counter-Strike. Although in every new game you play, you want to learn how each gun works when you spray at an opponent. And the best way to do this is to learn the spray patterns for each weapon. Now, how you do this is hold down the shoot button until you empty your clip. Make sure to not move your mouse, so you're basically just using your pointer finger. Now, unfortunately in Apex, you can't see the bullet marks after emptying a clip. This makes it a little harder to memorize the spray control, so pay attention to the way the gun sways and try controlling the recoil by moving your mouse in the opposite direction while spraying. Even knowing the majority of which way the gun is moving is good enough. For example, I know that the Spitfire's majority movement moves to the left and starts off moving to the left. And if I want to be a little more precise, I know it moves left first, then slightly right, then another long left, and another slight right. So once again, learning each weapon's spray control will help you control the recoil anytime you would like to spray your weapons. Next, let's talk about your perfect mouse sensitivity. If you feel like your sensitivity doesn't feel right, then following this tip will help find that perfect sense. So let's start off with the ADS sense. Aim down at the little red target on the shooting board, and you want to use the alternator and use the red crosshair dot as your reference point. Move left and right and try keeping your red dot inside the red spot as best as you can. If you find yourself not being able to keep your crosshair inside that red circle most of the time, then try lowering or upping your sensitivity until you've improved the placement. Now, do the same thing with your main sensitivity without aiming in. As long as you can keep the red dot inside the red spot most of the time, you're good. If you can't, then adjust the first sensitivity option until it feels good. Let's get a little bit into the FPS aspect of the game. Now, simply put, if you've got higher FPS, you'll most likely play better because of the increase of smoother mouse movement. Now, if you've got a 144Hz monitor, then this matters much more. Having a consistent 144 FPS will give you a bang for your buck for your 144Hz monitor, and the best way to do this is to lower your settings as much as you can. I've noticed with my 1070, it's hard to get a consistent 144 as it likes to drop down to 100 at some points. So keeping all my settings at low helps me hit that 144 FPS more consistently. FPS over quality if you're dipping under 144. Now, if you've got the consistent 144 FPS on any settings, then having a maximum setting is perfectly fine. Also, if you don't know how to lower everything, simply go to the video settings and make sure every box is on the left. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is aim trainers. So the main one is called Kovacs FPS Aim Trainer. This aim trainer is $12 on Steam, but it's worth every penny. Using this aim trainer every single day for about 20 to 30 minutes a day will drastically improve your aim, and you'll notice it within days. The game modes I recommend you guys use are Ascend Tracking V3 and V2, and this one you hold down left click on targets and try to keep your crosshair inside the target until it disappears. Next, you want to try out Tile Frenzy Flick 180, which helps you practice your flicking movements. And lastly, just Tile Frenzy, which is simply shooting red targets. This one will help you warm up your aim. Now, there are plenty of great game modes to practice, and you guys should try experimenting with many of them and see which ones you like. Doing some of these for 20 to 30 minutes a day will drastically improve your aim in days. Well guys, that's it for this guide. Using the aim trainer inside Apex or using Kovacs aim trainer every day will help you, I promise. As long as you guys consistently use one of the aim trainers. And a like and a sub will be greatly appreciated as it does help me out a lot. Anyways guys, thanks for watching and hope you have a great rest of your day and night, and I'll see you on the next one.